Welcome in everybody to We Told You All Week. Believe this is episode 8. Uh Last week we went 72% roughly. Still not good enough. We're gonna fix that this week. We got a little bit more data for team rankings. So we realized that Team Ranking does not, it's a website where we get a lot of stats data. We realized that they don't take into account of FCS teams, which is okay. So the games we missed off last week, um, Florida State, terrible. They stink. I watched the game. They from now on, when I'm looking at stats and trying to figure out like who I'm taking for as a bet, if your if your offensive stats are worse than Florida State, you stink. If your defensive stats when it comes to the run um, is worse than Florida State, you stink. Okay, so we're going to use that as a baseline. Uh, when we're looking at stats, is if you're worse than Florida State, you stink, right, Josh?
Mhm.
Um,
Terrible. I mean, that's the line of demarcation. That lets us know.
and then, uh, hold on.
You hear me?
Yeah, I'm putting my AirPods in. They weren't connected to the laptop.
Oh, snap. Oh, mine just fell over, but yeah, man, that's the line of demarcation. Florida State is the line. If you're worse than them, you can't score.
You stink. Where is what's going on here? Now my AirPods want to act funny. What are we doing, AirPods? You need to connect. You need to connect to this laptop. I'm not trying to hear anything else outside of Josh. Let's see what's going on here. No, sir. Laptop, not the iPad.
It's all
So
good.
we, we got Florida, Josh. Holy smokes. Good night, Billy Napier. You stink. Billy, like you're getting fired, bro. That's just what it is. Like, you're getting fired. There's no way to to quantify uh, what you're doing out there in Florida. It's like they either playing to get him fired or they just don't care. It's like, what are we doing? Like seriously, what are we doing? Like
They
what are
want to
we,
start Lagway, and you can tell.
bro? He didn't need. If Lagway would have played, if Lagway would have played and they would have lost like that, it would have been a lot better.
Bro,
Like,
we said at the beginning of the year, if you lose with Lagway, it's a lot better than losing with Murs.
bro, shit, it's ridiculous on how Florida couldn't cover +10 at home against Texas A&M that hasn't won a road game in God knows how many years. How many years? 2 years, I think, believe.
2 years. 2 years, bro. We haven't won a road game in 2 years.
2 years. So not only did you lose to a team, not only did you lose to a team that hasn't won a road game in 2 years, you got plastered. Like they did whatever they wanted on you. So we missed on that. We won't ever be putting money on Florida unless the other side. Good night. Don't care who they're playing. They can be playing
And this week
Johnson
they play the worst team. They play the worst team. The team that just got smoked by Toledo.
bro.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't. I'm not telling anybody to put their whole hard earned dollars on Florida, like at all.
That ship has sailed.
That ship has sailed. So uh, we messed up on that one. We hit on which ones did we hit on? The Purdue -2.5 with the teaser. It got to. We told. I mean Notre Dame. We told it got to look a certain way. We told them that. We did take some Purdue tickets, but we did actually put Notre Dame out as a official pick. Um, We also hit on let's see, we hit on LSU money line. It was a sweat, but South Carolina, Josh, is better than what I expected. Like they got some guys over there. They got some guys.
Running the
Um,
football and playing great defense. Playing
bro,
great defense. That
bro,
defense
when I
is one of the top best defenses in the country.
bro, they were running the football. Like LSU was caught out of position a couple times, but I mean they were running the ball, bro. They were running the ball. Um, Number 40 for LSU, he got caught out of position on the edge multiple times.
That
Multiple times.
RPO was getting it,
So,
it was getting real nasty.
so I'm gonna save that in the back of my mind. I don't it's hard to say, it's hard to tell was that a game that they played us tough and then it'll be flat the next game. It was hard to tell, but if I that South Carolina, I was like, yo, maybe I was wrong. But Shane Beamer, he had a terrible last like 5 minutes of the game. Like terrible. He was like clock management, decision making was terrible. Brian Kelly was fighting for his life over there. It was a good win for us. So we did hit on that. Ole Miss, belt to ass. Nothing to talk about. We already knew that. Lane Kiffin respects Coy. He respects college football playoff. He respects these little teams. You don't deserve to be on the field with me. Period. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna cover the spread in the first half, and I'm gonna get my second guys in.
Ole Miss hasn't given up an offensive touchdown. I haven't given up a
Yeah.
defensive touchdown yet. So
Yet.
just keep that in the back of your mind when we're looking at these lines. They're going out there
Uh,
and covering in the first half.
we said Alabama was going to put belt to ass to Wisconsin, and once the TVD got hurt, it was doors, and that was in the first quarter. Doors. I told you, I said I don't care what Ball State doing. The spread was like 40 something. Miami belt to ass from start to finish. Uh,
Beautiful.
Charlotte team total under 30 and a half. And Florida Atlantic, they have not lost to FAU. I tweeted that out on our page in like 10 straight
I,
games.
FAU fan tried to talk me out of taking FAU.
No, sir. No,
Disappointed
sir.
in him. Come on, AJ.
So we missed on Florida plus 10, Purdue plus 17 and a half, FSU, and the biggest whiff of the day was Oregon State. Even though we did say on the show that Oregon could possibly go out there and put belt to ass, but we just didn't see it at that point in time. But I specifically said, I know how it is. Last 2 weeks, Oregon been playing ass. Everybody's been talking about them. Oregon State's coming to town. Rivalry game. The last 4 games been close. This is a perfect line for. This is what we thought was going to happen last week. This is a perfect line for belt to ass. Now I think that Oregon is back on track. Their stock is high. I would buy it. I would buy it right now because they look like what they were supposed to be. So, we hit on more than we miss. It's just that with the teasers, man, you got to get them all right. So you can hit 5 out of 6, and that one fuck ass team like Florida State, that one fuck ass team like Florida, that one fuck ass team like Purdue, and that one fuck ass team like Oregon State can just ruin the whole night. So this week we're gonna try to get some more variety. 2 or 3 tickets with the same teams on it. That way we're not walking into 3:30. We're just cooked because we got one team every single ticket. So, so starting off, I'm gonna pull these lines up. Indiana over Charlotte. The opening spread is 28 and a half. It started at 27. I liked it at 27. I like it all the way up to 31.
We're comfortable with this one.
Yeah,
I watched UNC Charlotte. I don't even know what to say.
like we can't score.
It was such
We're
a struggle.
I think we average 1.5 touchdowns a game. We have our third string quarterback starting because the second string just stunk it up. And I will say the third string quarterback, every time he doesn't start and comes into the game, he always wins the game or he always does well. But when he starts the game, it's like when you have the game
It don't
plan
work out well.
it doesn't work out well. We specifically start for him. Now, Charlotte can go out there and play inspired ball and lose by 19, but I don't see it because this is the old JMU coach. They don't know how to take foot off neck. They got the JMU quarterback, a lot of their roster. So I don't see them taking their foot off their neck. It's a big new kickoff. I expect belt to ass at least by the second half, at least with comfortably being up by possibly 28 points. Only thing that's weary for this one is Charlotte is good. They are good for a little dumbass backdoor cover. So 28, I like it at 28. Like it at 31, but when you take it up to 31, you might be up by 34. Charlotte will kick a field goal or do something stupid like that. So I would say this is the scenario what Charlotte does is the spread will be covered by 28 and Indiana will be up by 7. It'll be 35 and Charlotte will score a touchdown and go for 2. Like literally go for 2. It's like if they get it, if your regular spread is cooked. If they don't get it, you're good. It's like one of those situations. So I've seen it happen to me. It's happened to me too many times. Like where I'm looking down at my screen, okay, that bet's covered, and I look, I'm like, come on, bro, like just take a knee, just go home. This shit's over. But Indiana scored. So we like that. Do we both like that, Josh? With the teaser, I believe. With the teaser, Josh, it is minus 21.
Right. That I was going to say, I love this game at minus 21. Absolutely loved it. I absolutely love this game at minus 21.
Yeah, I like Indiana at 21. I just think that's a safe. Just beat them. Even if you get up by 28, they score last touchdown. They're still up by 21. Just going over the numbers, Indiana, I think, scores like 5 touchdowns a game, offensive touchdowns, not including FCS. They score 5 TDs a game. Charlotte only scores 1.5. So let's just call that 2 TDs. So that's 35-14. That's right at 21. We're not counting field goals. We're not counting defensive touchdowns. We're not counting field position. I believe Indiana can cover this 21 with ease. Charlotte may play inspired football the first half, but I just think the depth, they have a lot of injuries too, especially when you're down to your third string quarterback. Like second, a little bit different. Third, okay, now there's a reason why he's a third string quarterback. He's been there for 2 years, I believe.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying? So we both like that? Do we both agree?
No brainer.
So we like Indiana over Charlotte by 21. Do we like 28?
I'm comfortable with 28 as well.
We also like a straight bet with Indiana minus 28. I wouldn't mess with 28.5. If you're feeling froggy, there's no need to play around with 28.5. Just take it to 31. Just do a little extra shebang and get some more money if you're going to do that. So 28 and 21. I like that. Next up, we are going to move on to Tennessee and OU. So Tennessee OU is a very interesting one because everybody's going to be betting on this game. It's a very intriguing game. It's going to be an exciting game. I think OU's first game in the SEC, like playing the SEC schedule. Nico is a Heisman candidate. Brent Venables.
To us, I don't know what everybody else is thinking.
Yeah,
he's a Heisman candidate.
Yeah, he's a Heisman candidate. He will be there in New York as long as he just keeps playing the way he's playing. Maybe a 10-20% drop off. He's a Heisman candidate. Oklahoma, I think they score about 25. Tennessee scores like 50 something. So just based off the stat line, offensively, Tennessee will win this by a mile. But this is football. It's X's and O's. Players win games. Coaching staffs coach them to win. Players win games. So what do you think, Josh? What do you think about this?
Where can we get him with the regular line and the teaser?
Oh, it's Tennessee money line.
Loving it. I got my paper here: Tennessee money line and Tennessee minus 6.5.
I like Tennessee, but my thing is, Josh, we've seen this game already at Charlotte with Tennessee, and they put belt to ass on NC State. Now, NC State is good at Oklahoma? Probably not. But I think Tennessee is tested. Like, they are tested. Like,
They
they're
play,
not.
and he's played. He's been playing.
He's been playing. And Oklahoma, they did not cover last week against Tulane. That, like I said,
Don't even go back to the Houston game.
The first game of the season, they were 0 for 13 on third down. They didn't get their first down until like 2 or 3 minutes into the fourth quarter with the backups. So I'm not even counting that because the backups got the first down. Then the week after that, they struggled with a terrible Houston team. They only won 16-14 or 14-12.
Mm-hmm.
The game went under. Temple turned the ball over like 5 times in that Oklahoma game, and they scored on every last one of them. Their offense didn't really just drive down the field. Again, it's Temple, one of the worst teams in the country. Then they played Tulane, American Conference, like Charlotte. Tulane is a very formidable opponent. They always play Oklahoma tough. I think they won by like 12 or something like that. They wound up squeezing down on them in the fourth quarter, but it was a competitive game.
It was a game.
It was a game. It was in Oklahoma, so I don't see how Tennessee loses. And I can see Oklahoma losing by 14 points. Is it likely? Probably not, but I can see that. And that's our job, is how are we preventing shit that's been happening the last 2 weeks? And going back to, I want to say this. Whatever handicaps or discords that you're following, I promise you, I'm in a majority of them. A lot of them haven't been hitting either. So it ain't just even with my college football shows that I've watched. Josh Pate, he was pissed off. His Ramadou Express got plastered. Joe Klatz, he was like, bro, I didn't hit any of my picks. So like these last 2 weeks have just been like crazy. So we're going to get on track. I'm telling you, there's more data.
That data's coming.
The data's coming. So let me go ahead and pull up. So I got some stats for you guys. So Tennessee is averaging, this is minus FCS schools, 7 offensive touchdowns a game.
49 points.
Everybody's in this chat is a pretty smart person. 7 times 7 is 49. Oklahoma is averaging, let's see, let's find Oklahoma. Oklahoma is averaging 3.7 TDs a game. So let's call that 4. So that's 28. That's 49-20. That's just based off of numbers.
Let's take off 10 points for Oklahoma being at home. What's that? 39 to what?
So that's 39. So 39 to 28. Okay. Let's just say for shits and giggles, let's go to their scoring defense. How many offensive touchdowns do they allow a game? Based on the numbers, Tennessee hasn't allowed an offensive touchdown yet. Oklahoma, Brent Venables' defense. I respect Brent Venables. I like his schemes. Oklahoma has been playing good defense. Let's see. Oklahoma, they only allow 1 offensive touchdown again. They had 2 last week. So, what do you say to that, Josh? Oklahoma is only allowing 2 TDs a game.
I know for a fact that
Tennessee scored 7.
You said what?
Tennessee scored 7. Oklahoma only allows 2.
I know for a fact they're scoring at least 4 touchdowns in this game.
So,
and that's not even talking about field goals.
So that's 28 there. Okay. Tennessee, no one has scored on them this year. And Oklahoma, let's see what they're averaging 4 touchdowns. So 28-14 is like worst case scenario. Again, this is just based on numbers. Still
based on numbers.
Week 3, week 4, but sometimes men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And I find it hard for Tennessee not to win this game. I think Vegas has. I think Vegas has Oklahoma's over under win total at like 8.5, and we have it right at 8. I think we over the summertime we had Tennessee beating Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna
So
stick with.
yeah, we're not doing that again. A little bit of backstory on that. Me and Josh all summer before college football talk. There was a couple games that we would just keep going over that we picked in the summertime that was going to happen. I think the first one was Colorado, Nebraska. We went against our word. We said Nebraska was going to beat the draws off Colorado, and we
Texas,
got up
Michigan.
here. We got up here and went the opposite. We said Texas was going to beat the draws off of Michigan, right? Got up here and did the exact opposite. Over the summer, we said Michigan was going to beat USC. Now, USC is a little bit better than what we thought, right? But that's what we're not getting off that. So we said some things over the summertime that we were going to, go balls to the wall in, and we didn't, we didn't do it. And so this week, we're sticking to it. We said Tennessee was going to beat Oklahoma. So with that being said, we are going with Tennessee with the pick 'em. So minus, I think it's money line, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
and if you want to get freaky, you can get a -7.
Okay. So Josh, do we both agree? Do we love that pick? Tennessee money line. Do we love
Absolutely.
Tennessee -7, -6?
I like them minus. Yeah, I like them both. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing it both.
Okay. So it's Josh. I know you pretty much do it every week. LSU was close. It was close. I think what did we win by? 3?
Yeah.
I think we won by 3. I said take it up to 7. We were close. Is this a take it up to 20 or take it up to any other number type of game, or you feel like there's others?
If this game was in Tennessee, we'd be taking this up. We'd be taking this up to 20. we'd be getting boat raced.
So we're going to
because
Oklahoma with respect.
my sister said Norman, I'll give him a touchdown, and that's only because I respect Rick Reynolds. That's the only reason why we'll take it a touchdown and less.
Okay, so we're taking Tennessee money line.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee money line with the teaser. Tennessee -6 or 7 with the straight bet. Next up, we're going Josh's team. We already talked about my team. We're going Miami -17 over USF. See, me personally, this is like my favorite pick. I watched USF. They played Alabama, and Alabama struggled because USF blitzed a lot. They blitzed a lot, and they couldn't really figure it out because both their tackles were missing, and Milroe was just playing bad. Then when they put their tackles in, they scored 28 in the fourth quarter. Me personally, I do think if Miami and Alabama were to play, I think that game would be, just because of the name, Alabama may be favored by 3 to 7-ish.
Depending on where it's at.
Depending where it's at. Are they much better than Miami? I don't think so. Far as matchup wise, I think Miami matches up better with USF than Bama did. And Bama was getting
quarterback's a better thrower.
Quarterback's a better thrower. They have a better secondary. The front seven is pretty equal. You can go tick tack with the offensive line, running back. I think it's better on Miami. So this is one of those lines I'm looking at. Why is it so low? And I guess 17 on the road isn't low. What do you think, Josh?
Because they're taking into account what USF's done to Alabama. I respect it, but that game got away from them a little bit. But for the majority of that game, that was a struggle.
So I know you mentioned on the phone we talked about the head coach. Is there something that we're not missing? Is he going to be dialing up on you? Or you guys not coming prepared this week?
No, I feel this team is much different than a lot of Miami teams. That's why I haven't really been betting on it, because I've just been enjoying the fact that
I feel you. Don't care what you
they don't care. And so they're coming out. Cam Ward don't care. He wants to win the Heisman. You see the numbers. So last week I was skeptical. I'm like, well, stay, all right, whatever. This week, bro, I'm taking it. I'm putting big bread on it. Miami -10, and I might just, you know what I'm saying, on my gusto tickets, I might have a -17 to be comfortable with that normal line. I just feel like they're not going to match up well. if they're gonna play us like they play Alabama, they're gonna get dotted because
That's what I'm
you
saying.
can't guard Restrepo like that. You can't. And I got guys. They're gonna score. It doesn't matter if we're on the 20 and he catches a slant at the 25. He's going 75 yards. Like that's what we do. Like that's what's going on in Miami right now. So, bro, if they're gonna play us, if they're gonna go single safety high and go man lock on guys, and think that you're gonna blitz and confuse this quarterback, he's gonna make you declare what you're doing. He's gonna move that tight end in. He's gonna move that tight end out. He's gonna put his running back at wide receiver in the slot just to see what you're gonna do. So I'm excited for that game. And you got me on board, bro. This is probably one of the better picks of the week. Getting
But
us at this number because you're still getting Miami at like non like they're not the books haven't really like they're catching up to Miami, but they haven't caught up just yet with these lines.
I'm just gonna read you off a stat. Miami again, averaging 6.5 TDs a game. Okay,
So we'll just go six on the low end.
so we'll go 6. South Florida's averaging 4. So 35 to 28. Okay, that's set now. With that being said, okay, so 6 times 5, 6 times 7 is 42, excuse me. And UCF is what I said, 28, so that's 14 point.
Yes.
So now let's go to scoring defense. Miami. Like I said, numbers can look a certain way. Has only given up 1 touchdown this year on the defense side of the ball. USF, excuse me, has given up, I believe they are down here.
No way.
Well, hold on now. Guys, the baseline is Charlotte and
If we scroll in and we see Florida State and Charlotte, we won't even look no more. We just put the pick in. There's no need to look no more. Let's put the pick in.
Hold on, guys. Let me filter this because I had to scroll along, and I don't like that. I'm looking for South Florida. I want to say, bro, no, there's no way they're down here with. I can't even find these characters. Let's see. Right now, I'm at Oregon State, Florida State, so it's getting bad. NC State, Tulane, South Florida down there, 108. They are below. South Florida is below. Charlotte is worse than them. They're the same. They give up the same amount of touchdowns, offensive touchdowns as Charlotte, Georgia Southern, Utah State, App State. Who else is down here that stinks? Akron, Middle Tennessee, Kent State, Ball State. So, I'm comfortable with it. As long as Josh is. Matter of fact, I don't even care if Josh is not comfortable with it. He can watch on the side.
I'll pass that for it. Yeah. But I'm riding this week.
Bruh,
I'm with it this
bro, this is a Florida game, bro. These Miami boys gonna show these folks like what's.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's another thing. They've been talking shit, so
it's
just a lot.
We run Florida right now. You're not there yet, okay? They might come out there and score. They might come out there and score the first drive. Don't care. I know I can. I know this team can go down there and get me 21. Yeah,
and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for teams. Okay, it's 10-3. If I take a nap, I wake up. Now it's 35-10. Like those are the type of offenses that we're looking for when you're putting your money up on somebody to cover the spread. Can you score at a drop of a hat? And Miami is one of those teams this year, bro. That if you're not on your P's and Q's, Cam Ward is dicing that shit up.
Okay, so so we got 2 so far. We still got a couple more games to go, but if we don't agree on it wholeheartedly, any doubts, we won't put it on there. So with the teaser, it'd be Miami 10.5.
Love it.
Me too. This is one of my favorite picks. This is one of my favorite picks of the night. Okay. What about the spread of 17?
Love it.
Me too, bro.
It's not high enough, bro. If this was at -23,
yeah.
they was trying to hook me. If they was trying to hook me with that 3 touchdowns and a field goal, then I would be much more nervous. But they're letting me rock out with the 17. Like, bro, me and shit, I've been joking with shit since Cam Ward got to Miami. He gonna get his 3 TDs and his 250 and get out of
Get
there.
out.
Last week he had 5. So if he go out there this week, he gonna have 4. He's out of there, bro. Avery gonna
He's a
come right in.
menace. He's a
Bro,
menace, bro.
bro, but the whole locker room is locked in on that shit. It's dope to watch. He's one of them ones.
Okay,
Definitely one of them ones.
moving along. Ole Miss over Georgia Southern University. -35 is the regular spread with the teaser. I believe the line has moved. It would see now it's not. It is like 20. It's -29 with the teaser. So 30 ball.
I'm comfortable with the 30 ball.
I'm comfortable with the 30 ball.
That 35 is a lot. But I
At
mean,
30,
they've been doing it.
they've been doing
35 is a lot.
it.
They've been doing that shit. But I'm much more comfortable. Hey, they gonna go out there and win by 30.
Yeah, I think 30 is a solid number for them. They could do that, bro. Because let me see. Also, this is another thing I kind of been looking at. Offense by the quarter. Let me see what you're doing in the first quarter. If you're getting belt
Do
to
you
ass,
get smoked? Yeah. Are you getting smoked? Is the game already over? You know what I'm saying? Bro, I mean, what game did
Josh,
we watch this weekend where the game was over at halftime? Tennessee. The shit was over. It was 66. They were up 37-0 at the end of the first quarter. Like,
Mississippi, Ole Miss is averaging 18.5 points in the first quarter.
bro. So let's just say they're gonna score 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. They're gonna touch the ball 2 times in the first, and they're scoring on both of them.
Okay, so what
What
is
is Georgia Southern gonna do?
Georgia Southern? It's Georgia Southern, right? Not State. Let's see.
Is it? Hold on, let me check.
Georgia Southern is averaging 3.5 points in the first quarter. I believe it's Georgia Southern.
Hold on a second. We gonna see.
Yeah, I think it's Georgia Southern. They scored a touchdown in the last game in the first quarter.
So yeah, it's Georgia Southern. So yeah, we rocking out. I like it.
Okay, in the first
ESPN got it at 36.
See, okay, so the third quarter, that's another important quarter.
How
Mississippi
about
averaged
at halftime?
10.5 points.
So we're just talking about the first and the second. We know for a fact there's 21 points on the board.
And then let's see. Georgia Southern Charlotte down there with 3 points. Georgia Southern. Okay, so the third quarter they're a little bit better. They average 8.5 points. The last game they scored 3. Still, I mean, that's still not enough. So we'll add that to the teeter, -29. Okay, we're moving along. Fresno State over New Mexico.
We love Fresno State, guys. We forgot what got us here. That's why we're getting back to it. James Madison got us here.
Yeah,
We forgot finding the teams, the gyms. We forgot we got to win. We got to win those. That's how I won the 500 this weekend. I got back to the roots.
Got back to the roots, bro.
But what we get Fresno State at? Because I'm
Bro,
comfortable however they get
Bro,
done.
that's a game where I would like to go to bed on time and not have to look at my phone and check if these niggas are tussling or not. And I believe they're not going to tussle because Fresno respects Coon. I think we're getting Fresno at 7.5 now, Josh.
That's the teaser?
Yeah,
What's the regular line?
I think
15?
15.5. No, 14.5 or something like that.
Hey guys, we're good with both of these.
Both of them.
We're 5-5 right now.
With Shannon Sharp, both of them. Capital B, capital O, both of them. I'm comfortable. I just think
who they playing again?
New Mexico. Let's make sure we're getting it right. Because I think
Let's
this is the
go ahead
one.
and read off the defensive stat for New Mexico. I mean, because I kind of already have a feeling about where they're at,
So
and
I'm gonna go.
Fresno State gets to it.
Okay, so that's okay. Hold on. Let's make that's New Mexico State. They're playing New Mexico or New Mexico. So I think New Mexico's a little bit better.
Don't care. Getting them at a touchdown.
New Mexico averages 3.5 touchdowns a game. That's what they score. Their defense is giving up. Their defense is giving up 7 touchdowns a game.
No.
Yes.
Fresno State. Hey man, don't overthink it, guys. Trust us on this one.
Yeah. Don't overthink Fresno.
There are no locks, but this is as close as it gets.
This is as close as it gets. Okay, so we got. So right now, I agree. Let's see. Okay, so we've got me and Josh agree on Indiana over Charlotte, teaser, straight bet. Tennessee over OU, teaser, straight bet. Miami over USF, teaser, straight bet. Ole Miss over Georgia Southern, teaser, straight bet. Fresno State, teaser. Okay. Next up, we finally get into these unders. Iowa and Minnesota. The over-under for the regular spread is 36 with the teaser. I believe it's 43.
Under 43 is perfect, but with me.
Yeah, it's for.
I mean, they
for
don't
me,
score, man.
For me, I've seen them play Iowa State. I think the final score was 20-19 or something like that. Was it 20? It was like 3-3 the whole game. So what Vegas does with Iowa and Minnesota is they suck you into like live bet unders. Should be like 27. They score me 3, but you're like, no way they're scoring. And then somebody get the dumbass muff punt or pick six, and it's boom, over under jumps back up to 32, 33, 34. These two teams are good for scoring close to the line. So when Minnesota played Carolina, the score was 19-17. What's that? 36. That's a pretty low scoring game. So I can see this game being like 21-21 at the worst in a sweat. I like it, guys. I don't love it because it's so low. In Minnesota, I've seen them score points. Do they do it fast? But they can score points. Their defense is really good. Iowa's defense is really good. But some way, I can't. They just wind up getting. Now, if this was Iowa versus like Northwestern or fucking Wisconsin or something goofy like that, then I would be like, this score is going to be like 7-3. But I just have a feeling with this one.
I agree. This one might be a little. I mean, I like the under. I might just do it. Maybe have one ticket that I put aside where I got Iowa with the Minnesota under 43. And I mean, we got FanDuel. If you're on FanDuel, you might be able to take this to
I would take. They're not
48.
scoring. Shit, I don't even. 46.5. They're not scoring. So what's that song? 7 times 2 is 42 and a field goal. So 45.5. They're not getting 6 TDs and a field goal. It's going to be like 2 field goals, 4 TDs, something like that. So crazy like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So moving along. This is one of our ones that we talked about all summer. Michigan versus USC. I'll let you take the floor, Josh.
Michigan versus USC. So where are we getting them at?
We are getting Michigan, I believe, plus 12.
And what is the normal?
Let's see.
5.5.
So the regular spread is 5.5. With the teaser, it's 12.5.
I do
So
not like the 5.5.
yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. I'm not gonna play around with the 5.5. I'm just gonna take the Knicks money line.
If I'm gonna do the 5.5, we're just gonna rock out with a Michigan money line, which
And then
I'm not afraid to do this week.
me either. But for me personally, Josh, 12 and a half. Bro, okay. Texas beat them by 19. USC is not Texas.
They're not Texas. They don't recruit
Not
the
even
same
close.
people. It's not.
It's not even close. And this Miller Moss guy, I like him, but it's just one of those weeks where I got a funny feeling where when niggas bubbles get burst, niggas get
Yeah,
humbled this week.
yeah.
I watch LSU,
Michigan can't score, but this is what they can do against the USC team. They can
they
be
slow
extremely
that game
physical.
down, play
Yep.
defense.
Play defense, be physical, make make it just make everything tough. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, Texas got USC in the skill positions at wide receiver. They may have better talent than Michigan. But I'm just saying this right now. They don't have better talent in the running back room. They don't have better talent. They may have better talent at quarterback, but they don't have better talent in the trenches on either side of the ball.
Either side.
So if they're gonna score and being relying on a finesse team, you're playing in Michigan. The weather's turning. So this very wet. We don't know what the temperature may be. We don't know what it could be raining. It could be nasty in Michigan at the big house. But I'm gonna tell you this right now: they're not losing by 13 points at home. And so that 12.5 is perfect. And I'm gonna mix in the money line just because I like this one upset this week.
Me too. And I think, man, they still got number two, the corner over there, Deion Branch. Good night. You're not what you did to us at LSU. I don't think you're doing that. Miller Moss, I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's going to play within the offense, but I can't see Michigan losing.
They're not gonna be able to run the ball on them, and so they're gonna have to drop back and pass. And with
Yes,
that crowd noise, but first, Michigan people are real fans. Like they're gonna
yeah,
be, they can see. First of all, this is USC's first Big Ten game.
yes,
From in my history, I don't think USC in our lifetime has ever played Michigan at Michigan in our lifetime. Like
yeah.
it might be some old shit with leather helmets that might happen. But as far as like in this day and age, I don't think these two programs have played each other at either home field. So that's another interesting aspect to it. I mean, it's a lot that goes into this game,
Yeah.
but I'm moved by Michigan, man, just because I'm a trusting in that and the fact that they can run. All it takes is they can get this game in the field goal game, muck it up a little bit, and you can scheme up a touchdown on USC. They're not as physical, so if you can, run some traps and some counters, what I'm saying, get some of them big country fair boys on the move and start pulling guys. And so I know you probably already doing it. What's the numbers looking like?
So what I'm pulling up right now. So this is a classic. This is a classic numbers kind of lie thing because if you look at the numbers, Michigan doesn't stand a chance. They don't score enough. USC doesn't give up a lot, and USC scores a lot. And Michigan, like I said, Michigan doesn't score. So this is a classic game where it's like, based on the numbers, I'm just taking USC. And I just think this is a perfect game for Michigan to say, we're still the reigning national championship. We still have room of error to lose two games, right? I got them losing three. I don't think this is one of them. And when I think do they play Penn State this year? They're definitely
I
losing
think
to
they
Ohio.
do. I think they do.
Yeah, I think they did. So I didn't have USC as one of their L's. And this is crazy to get Michigan at home at 12 and a half. I don't care who the starting quarterback is. I mean, this is still
You
a good
can't beat
foot.
that.
Can't beat that. So um, don't love the 5.5. I like the money line. It's okay if you want to sprinkle it in there. But I love the 12.5. I really do. I like the 12 and a
Love
half.
it.
I love the
Love it.
12 and a half. This is one of this Michigan pick, sad to say, is up there with my Miami pick. I love this pick. Okay, so
I
we
don't have
got
no. I don't. I don't have no complaints on it.
okay, so we've got Memphis money line. So Memphis 2.5 with the teaser over Navy. So last year I think the score was 28-24. I like what I saw out of Memphis. I know you didn't get a chance to watch the game. Florida State. Florida State's pretty
Mhm.
bad. I mean, Memphis put them in a blender. It should have been more than what it was.
And
Florida
so, what are
State
we getting Memphis at?
2.5. They won by 4 last year.
Where's the game at?
It's in Navy, but I'm this is a pick. I don't love it. I like it. This is a pick where it's like, bro, they are fighting for a playoff spot. You. I don't think you get one loss. If you lose,
They don't get a loss.
you don't get a
They
loss.
don't get a
Like
loss
you're
because
undefeated.
either them or Liberty are going to lose. Whoever loses is that your season's over.
Yeah.
When it
So
comes to the end of the season.
Lane's already
Well,
out.
what's the normal line too? What 10.5?
Yeah, like 9.5, 9, something like that.
I like them both.
You like them
I
both?
don't love them, but I like them
Yeah,
both. I play
yeah,
them both. I work
yeah.
them in. They're beating them by 2.5 though, so we don't really have to worry about that.
Yeah, I think it's. Oh man, I just hate because that trip. I just hate it, bro. It's some of the stuff. If it all it takes is for you to not be on point that week with practice and assignment, alignment, and execution, and you can lose to Navy. And it would not surprise me because you're just not playing gap sound football with that read option. So I don't
This
love it. I
this two and
like
a
it.
half gets played once.
Okay, cool. So we'll put it out there. We like Memphis 2.5. Moving on. Liberty. This is another one where I'm like, they play ECU. It's a Liberty money line with a teaser. The spread is -7 against ECU. So this is another
Where's the
one.
game at?
It's at Liberty. It's like, am I missing something? Like it.
I think no, you're not missing anything. I'm riding with you on this one. This is something I love. I'm always gonna ride with Liberty. I seen
Okay.
them be down 2 scores and found their way back to win a couple weeks ago.
Shit, they did it. No, that was an app that did that. ECU just gave up. They were up like 14-0 or 17-0 on app and lost 20-19 or something crazy like that.
Hmm.
So I don't love the pick. I like it because I solely like the pick based on playoff ramifications. If you lose to ECU, go sit down. I don't even want to hear about you at the end of the year. I don't care what you rattle off at the end of the season. Your schedule's not tough enough because you're in I don't need Sun Belt, Liberty, and then no. So that would make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hmm.
That would make 6 right there. And then we got Liberty money line. So those are the picks that initial picks that we went over. Now, is there any? I'm trying to look. I'm trying to. Oh, Carolina JMU. Carolina. I like both sides of this. I don't think JMU's losing by 17 and a half. And I do think Carolina can win by a field goal. What are your thoughts on this one? I
I
know
like them
Amari.
both.
I know Mario Hampton he's good.
I think I'd be more comfortable with the UNC -3,
Yeah,
just because that run game, man, over time, that
yeah,
that can be very demoralizing. Even if
yeah,
it's they get a touchdown, they kick a field goal, they kick a field goal, they get a touchdown. That's 20 right there.
yeah. So if you had to pick, you say you take Carolina,
Yep,
but you're
UNC
okay.
-3. But
But you're
I'm
okay.
okay with the. Yep,
James Madison.
I'll work it in.
It's at 17 and a half.
We'll work it in.
Okay. Um, I think that'll pretty much do for college for
This week.
the for this week.
Then we'll have some different games on Thursday. But I
Okay,
think
so
for the initial, I like that as the initial.
okay. Um, yeah, we can save the rest for it. We'll save Ohio State and Marshall for the next show. We'll save Penn State and Kent State for the next show. Um, So I do want to wrap it up. We got
Georgia
about
Tech, Louisville,
Georgia Tech, Louisville. We'll save that for next show.
Illinois, Nebraska.
Yeah. I do want to wrap it up with some straight going over we already went straight with some NFL picks. So we're starting to dabble in it just
This
a
is
little
a
bit.
nasty word, guys.
Just a little bit.
He is by himself on this one.
So, man, the Chargers, I like with the teasers. I like the Chargers +7, and I like the under 42 versus the Steelers. Don't really care who wins the game. I think it's going to be a close one because it's a typical Jim Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin type football game where it's going to be physical. Folks are going to be running the football. It's not going to be a lot of passing with the football. I like under on that game. So if you want to dabble, I like the under on that. And I think I've said it to my homeboy Keith all summer. I like your Chargers this year because of Jim Harbaugh. You guys were in a lot of games last year. You just did dumb shit or you didn't run the ball. You had Justin Herbert throwing the ball 5,900 times. So when you throw the ball 5,900 times, you're liable to throw a pick. Okay. Green Bay and the Titans. Malik Willis is the quarterback. Under 42.5. The Raiders versus the Panthers, man. Come on, bro. Like I know Andy Dalton is starting now. So, you know how it is with Vegas, man. The Raiders should win this game, but there's no way I'm taking the Panthers plus anything. I don't care if it was plus 21. I'm not taking them. So that's a lean that you could take. And then definitely not betting on Dallas. Don't care, but they will mess around and beat Baltimore. They won't get $1 out of me because every time I put 1 cent on them, they do the exact opposite. So no bet for me. You want to dabble in the Cowboy and Baltimore game, you go right ahead. Don't ask me for no type of insight. All I'm telling you is
what to do.
Yeah, we're not playing Gary Kubiak this week, and what we do is we get belt to ass the week before, and then team that we're not supposed to beat, we go out and beat. And then I like the Bengals. I like the Bengals over Washington. Washington cannot check Jamar Chase. This is a player prop I got for a good friend Lydia that I'm putting out.
Lydia needs to come on the pod.
She likes to be behind the scenes. She is telling me to take, which I believe we're 2 for 2 against Washington. Take any receiver versus Washington. Malik Neighbors cooked them up, took that. That was a hit. Guess who's coming to town after a loss?
Who?
Jamar Chase.
Oh my God! Anytime touchdown.
You could do.
I don't even care this weekend.
I don't even care about the anytime touchdown. His yards at 67. Take it all the way up to 150. You heard it here. Take it all the way up to one.
Oh, the Bengals are definitely winning this week by at least 2 touchdowns.
Don't even care how they're winning. But Jamar Chase, and if you want to sprinkle in Joe Burrow, you can sprinkle in Joe Burrow. But that's a prop.
But John Robinson is running that pill right now.
Got him everywhere. Got him everywhere on Prize Pick and FanDuel. I need folks to be getting to it. And another college prop, I like Travis Hunter and Shador under this week. I like them under. I think this is going to be a Baylor. Baylor is pretty good from what I see based on the stats. Baylor is really good against the pass, and they're terrible against the run. Guess what Colorado doesn't do? They don't run the football. They want to pass. Maybe Baylor's good against the pass because everybody runs on them. Maybe so. But they've got Travis Hunter at 95 yards. Like, bro, that is high for just a guy that he doesn't play every snap of receiver. I know that's Shador's favorite target, but man, that's high. And this is the first Big 12. This is the first Big 12 opener that they're saying. I think Baylor's coming off a bye. More than likely, they're probably going to take Travis Hunter out of the game. They may not win, but they're probably going to take him out of the game for sure. Correlation with Colorado, Shador doesn't get sacked. He's throwing for 300 plus. Shador gets sacked more than 3 times. They're going to lose the game, and he's probably not going to throw for 300. It's just a simple cord. That's how Colorado works. It's either left or it's fucking right. It's never in between. He's never going to have like a 220 passing yard game, 2 TDs, and they win. Like it's always going to be boom or bust. He's going to have 180 yards passing, 1 TD, and they get smoked, or he's going to have 5 TDs, 379 passing yards, and everybody's getting love and they win. There's no in between. So, and we've seen that with Nebraska, and I think we're going to see that with Baylor. But this is another one over the summer that me and John said, best case scenario, we did have Colorado. For everybody that thinks we're haters of them, we did have Colorado beating Baylor.
We don't hate Colorado. It just needs to look a certain way.
It just needs to look a certain way, and it doesn't look a certain way. I don't care about what they did last week. It was Colorado State. If you go back and look at the numbers, Colorado State can't stop anybody. That was another one that we whiffed on that we shouldn't even have took. But they can't stop anybody. So it doesn't. Wait till about like week 5 when all the data is really in. You've played 2
teams have played multiple FBS games. You know what I'm saying?
It's the conference games that like the real opponents. That's when the real information. Right now, it's
then we can start looking at common opponents.
There you go. So just to recap, we won't give out the official picks, but this is what we like really so far. We like a lot. We like Michigan plus 12.5. We like Tennessee money line. We like Ole Miss minus 29. We like what else we had? We had Miami minus 10.5, and we had Indiana minus 21.5. Those are the games that we really, really, really like. We'll go a little bit more in depth on some other games, but if you want to dabble in those games that we gave out, I won't put the official picks out until about Thursday. But if you want to dabble in those, you could dabble in those. In the under 43.5 with Minnesota, you could dabble in that. Speaking of dabbling, we will be talking about Dabo and Clemson and NC State on the next show. So we're getting better. We're straight to it. We're right under an hour. That's what we like.
Bro, we trim the fat, boy. I tell you.
Yes, that's why I put the goal. That's why I put the goal on today, Josh. I wasn't fucking around. God damn it, I'm sick of this. Out of all the tickets I played, I won on my NFL ticket. Well, ain't that a damn shame? I didn't even put that out there because I was just like, you know what, I'm going off the vibes.
That's why I have no comments on the NFL.
Yeah, NFL, bro, they don't do what they're supposed to do out there in the NFL, especially if the game's on TV. But yeah, y'all, we appreciate everybody that tuned in. Appreciate everybody that's watching us on your TVs, watching on your iPads, laptops. We appreciate it. We're gonna try to win y'all some money.
Subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah. Tune in to Thursday at 8:30, y'all. We'll holla at you.
All right.